Alright, so I'm going to be showing you how to turn any sketch into a very clean design just like this, and I'm not going to waste your time, so let's just get straight into it. So the first thing we're going to do is make a new document. Usually I just make a square or a rectangle, it doesn't really matter. If you don't know what to do, just put on 3000 by 3000 and make the resolution 300. Alright, so after that we're just going to get our sketch and put on the background as a reference, just so we know what we're doing and, you know, always look back to it. Alright, so now that we have the reference on Photoshop, what we're gonna do is literally just look at it and break down what makes the sketch up. So this one, for example, I just looked at it and I'm like, okay, I need an image of a skull, an image of a snake, and some flowers and just random branches. Alright, so now that I know what I need, I'm literally just gonna go on Google and search every item one by one and just gather all the images and put it into Photoshop. Alright, so these are the images that I got. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put everything in place to match the reference using the liquify and the transform tools. Again, I'm just gonna keep editing it until it just matches the position and shape of the reference. Also keep in mind when you're doing this, it doesn't have to look good, it just has to match the reference. We're gonna make it look good later on. Right now we're just trying to build up the foundation, I guess, just have everything in place, and we're gonna make it look nice later on. Alright, so this is how mine looks like after editing it and making sure everything fits like the reference. As you can see, this is the reference and this is what I have. Alright, so the next thing we're going to be doing, and this is probably one of the most important steps, is we're going to be fixing the lighting and adding shadows. So for my image over here, if you look at the snake's head, it looks like there's just a big ass light in front of the snake. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make that consistent for the rest of the image. But before we do that, I'm just going to quickly make everything black and white so I can just simply focus on the lighting better. So I'm just going to click on adjustments, gradient map, and I'm going to make the left side black and the right side white. Alright, now we can start on the lighting, and we're just going to go to adjustments again. This time, brightness and contrast. I'm just going to put it up slightly, and you want to make sure that the layer mask is just fully black. I'm going to do Control I to invert it. For the shadows, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to put it down. So adjustments, brightness and contrast, and we're just going to put it down, and again just invert the layer mask so it's black. And there you go. Now we have two layers, one for the lights and one for the shadows. Now I'm just going to use the brush, and we're going to make sure that the lighting is consistent for the whole image. And what I mean by that is I'm simply just going to make sure that the lighting is on one side and the shadows on the other side. So now I'm just going to take my time and make sure everything is good. Alright, so this is how it looks like after I did all the lighting and shadows and just made sure it's all consistent. Again, you want to make sure you take your sweet time with this, because the longer it takes, the better it'll probably end up looking. So just keep adding details, and yeah. Alright, we're almost done here. For the next step, we're going to be doing colors, and it's actually a lot easier than you think. All we're going to be doing is going to adjustments, gradient map again. We're going to make it black on the left again and white on the right, but this time in the middle we're going to be adding the color that we want. So for example, I'll do this red, and again we're just going to make sure that the layer mask is black. Grab the brush, and I'm just going to brush over the areas that I want to be red. If you're having issues with the brush and you feel like it's not accurate enough, you know, it's going over, you can just select the object and brush over it that way. But yeah, now I'm just going to color everything, and again I'm going to take my time with it. Also, while you're doing the colors, just make sure you keep in mind that you want to use similar tones and just use colors that match. In the end, it'll end up looking a lot more appealing to the eye. Okay, so this is how it looks like after I did the colors for everything using the gradient map. As you can see, I just use similar tones and colors that just go together. You don't want to use a color that's very bright and then a color that's too dark, and it would just look off. Now there's one last thing that we're going to do to take it a step further, and that is texturing. Now for my design right here, as you can see, it doesn't really need texturing that much. All the textures kind of already just go together, you know, it's not too different. But if you have completely different images that just look like they're not meant to be together, this step will probably help you out. So for mine, I'm just going to slap a texture on top of it, and I'm going to make the blending mode overlay. And as you can see, it just made all the images have the same texture and just made it look a lot more put together and consistent. If you don't have any textures or you need more, just go on Google and search texture overlay, vintage texture overlay, noisy texture overlay. I don't know, just keep searching and you'll find something good. And there you have it. That's all you have to do if you want to turn a sketch into a very clean design. If this video helped you out, please consider subscribing and leaving a like. I literally have like 2 subscribers as I'm recording this, so it would really help me out. Also, I have my Instagram in the description. I post a lot of cool shit on there and some design tips, so if you're a designer, definitely make sure you check that out. But yeah, thank you for watching, and bye.